The rain hammered against the window like accusations I couldn't ignore, each drop a splinter in my chest. I stood frozen in our dimly lit apartment, the phone clutched in my trembling hand, her phone, left unlocked on the kitchen counter while she showered. The screen glowed with a message from Alex, her so-called best friend. Last night was everything. Can't wait to feel you again. Delete this. My stomach twisted into knots, bile rising as the words seared into my brain. 3 years, and this? My world cracked open, exposing the rot I'd been too blind, or too in love, to see. I set the phone down carefully, as if it might explode, my mind reeling through a storm of denial. Alex was her confidant, the one she laughed with over coffee runs, the platonic shadow in our lives. They'd met at her yoga class 2 years ago, bonding over shared playlists and late-night texts about life stuff. I'd encouraged it. Idiot that I was, thinking it healthy for her to have friends outside us. But now, fragments of doubt I'd buried resurfaced. The way her eyes lit up at his name, the unexplained absences, the perfume that clung to her clothes, not mine. I paced the worn hardwood floor, the creak under my feet echoing my fracturing trust. Was I paranoid, or had I been the fool all along? She emerged from the bathroom, steam billowing like a veil of secrets, her hair damp and curling around her shoulders. "Hey, babe," she said, towel dry her locks with that effortless smile that used to melt me. "You look like you've seen a ghost. Everything okay?" Her voice was light, casual, but I caught the flicker in her eyes, wary, probing. I forced a nod, my throat tight as barbed wire. "Yeah, just work stress." Lies already, mirroring whatever web she'd spun. We sat on the couch, the same one where we'd whispered futures together, and I watched her scroll through her phone, deleting notifications with practiced ease. My heart pounded, a drumbeat of confusion and budding rage. How could she sit there, legs tucked under her, acting like nothing? That night, sleep evaded me like a guilty conscience. I lay beside her, her breathing steady and soft, while my thoughts spiraled into chaos. Memories assaulted me. Our first date, her laugh like wind chimes in a summer breeze, the way she clung to me during her mom's illness, whispering I was her rock. But now, guilt gnawed at me too. Had I been distant lately? Work had consumed me. Late hours at the office leaving her alone. Maybe I'd push her away. Rationalizations bloomed like weeds. Perhaps the text was a joke, a misread flirtation. Yet fear clawed deeper, moral conflict tearing me apart. Confront her and risk blowing up our life over nothing? Or stay silent, letting suspicion fester like an open wound? The next morning, over coffee that tasted like ash, I tested the waters. "So, what's up with Alex lately? You two seem closer." She paused mid-sip, her mug hovering, steam curling like unspoken truths. "What do you mean?" "He's just a friend, Jake. We've been through this." Her tone was defensive, edged with irritation, but her fingers tightened around the handle, a tell I'd ignored before. "Yeah, I know. Just, you talk about him a lot." She set the mug down with a clink that echoed too loudly in the sunlit kitchen, where framed photos of us mocked me from the walls. "You're being weird. Alex gets me in ways you don't sometimes. That's all." The word stung, a subtle jab that fueled my anger, but I swallowed it, nodding like compliant partner I'd become. Days blurred into a haze of quiet unease, the apartment's air thick with unspoken tension. I glanced at her phone when she wasn't looking, hating myself for the invasion. But the pull was magnetic. No more damning texts, but the absence felt deliberate, calculated. One evening, she said she was meeting Alex for drinks to vent about work. I feigned nonchalance, kissing her goodbye, but my gut churned. Alone, I scrolled through old photos on my laptop. The three of us at a concert last summer, her arms slung around his shoulder, their smiles too intimate in hindsight, foreshadowing I dismissed as camaraderie. Anger simmered now, hot and unyielding, mixed with love that refused to die. What if I was wrong? But what if I wasn't? I couldn't stay passive. That night, I followed her. God, the shame of it, like a shadow in the drizzling streets. The bar was cozy, low lit with jazz humming from speakers. the scent of spilled beer and fried food hanging heavy. Through the fogged window, I saw them. Her hand on his knee, his fingers tracing her wrist. Laughter, then a lean in, their foreheads touching in a moment that shattered me. My breath fogged the glass, mirroring the blur in my vision. Heartbreak crashed over me like a wave, drowning denial in its fury. How long? Why him? I burst in, rain dripping from my coat, the door slamming like a gunshot. Patrons turned, but I zeroed on them. What the hell is this? My voice cracked, raw with betrayal. She jolted back, face paling under the amber lights. Jake? What are you? Alex stood, hands up, his expression a mix of guilt and defiance. Man, it's not what it looks like. But it was. The air thickened, charged with confrontation. Not what it looks like? I spat, voice rising over the murmur of onlookers. I've seen the texts, felt the lies. She buried her face in her hands, shoulders shaking. I mean for this, it started as nothing. You were always working, and Alex, he listened. Her confession spilled out in fragments, each word a dagger. Months of stolen moments, born from my neglect and her loneliness. Alex wasn't the villain I'd painted. He was flawed, drawn in by her vulnerability, wrestling his own regrets. I love you, Jake, she whispered, tears streaking her cheeks. But I felt invisible. Guilt twisted in me. Had my ambition cost us this? Anger wore with understanding, moral grayness clouding judgment. She wasn't evil. She was human, cracked like me. But the twist came as we stumbled home, silence heavy between us. In the apartment, amid scattered belongings, she confessed the full truth. Alex wasn't just her best friend. He was mine too, from college days, the one who'd introduced us. The betrayal doubled, a gut punch that left me reeling. He knew, she sobbed. We both did. Shattered trust exploded into something irreparable, love curdling into profound loss. I walked out into the night, rain washing away illusions, left with echoes of what we'd been, stunned, reflective, utterly alone. The city lights blurred through my tears, a cinematic fade to black on our fractured story.